Yu Yu Hakusho is a special show. It has something that most shows do not have: good character interactions. There's a combination of aspects that go into that speciality. The banter between characters is truly unrivaled, and so they develop a tight but changing dynamic with one another. That's what makes these guys different from all other anime teams. My appreciation for this show doesn't lie in its mediocre fights or its average animation, but I really enjoyed Yu Yu Hakusho because of the characters, and especially my favorite character, who I will reveal in the end. As I previously stated, the banter, particularly the one-liners, is what kept me watching Yu Yu Hakusho. Yusuke Urameshi had comical responses to many situations, even when he faced overwhelming danger. I have to give it up to Yoshihiro Togashi, the creator, for his superb dialogue. You might recognize him as the author of a slightly popular manga and anime, Hunter x Hunter. It's interesting to see that Togashi focuses on the development of the characters' relationships in Yu Yu Hakusho, while in Hunter x Hunter, he seems to focus more on the character motivations and power sets. You know me, I love when a show can have fun and crack jokes when the moment is right. For example, Yusuke asks a question about a demon who can eat people to steal their powers.
Eating them whole while they're still alive.
Does he at least put something on them? Mustard, chili?
No, he just eats them.
See, it's quick and sharp jokes that strike when you're least expecting them. That's what makes Yu Yu Hakusho funny, and a funny show just makes you feel good when you watch it. While the banter is fantastic, the entire cast of characters is what holds the show together. You couldn't have a complete show without Koenma's silly gags or Genkai's blunt sarcasm. Everyone contributes something very important. Kurama is the most wise and insightful character of the main crew, while Kuwabara is the heart. Yusuke is the strongest member and the leader, while Hiei is the fiercest and the most confident one. Keiko is obviously the love interest, and she helps Yusuke focus on life in general. And here is where I get into my favorite part of the show, Botan. Botan is the best character in this show because she has the most depth. Even though she is a side character, she goes through a lot of development. When she first meets Yusuke, she laughs him off as another headstrong kid, but after time, she grows to realize that he could be humanity's saving grace. She completes the task given to her with a wholeheartedness that I haven't quite seen before. She's cheery and, from her own mouth, sassy and smart, but she helps bring out the good in those around her just by being herself. Early on, she has Yusuke's back and covering for him with Keiko and his mom, and she also looks out for every new member of the crew. When Keiko was running from a horde of zombies about to devour her, Botan was there to save her. When Seaman was going to be crushed by that bookcase, Botan was there to save him. She was already willing to help out her new friends and carry out her duty as the Grim Reaper. But she wasn't a static character. Yes, Botan was energetic and joyful, ironic, right? But she showed some great range of emotion when Genkai died. Even after taking so many souls to the spirit world, she couldn't help but cry when she got one moment to herself. She tried so hard to hold it together for everyone else's sake, and that shows how much she really cares about her friends. Along with her great depth of character, I have to admit she is just plain funny. That one time when she was doing a documentary style commentary on Yusuke and Keiko's relationship, that was amazing.
The verbal attacks between Keiko and Yusuke, there seems to be a brief moment of peace. Let's see how this exciting battle will resolve.
She always seems to add some comic relief right at the exact time. And while I have been annoyed by joke timing in other shows in the past, Yu Yu Hakusho never really had a joke that was out of place. They took certain fights very seriously, and in other scenes, they let loose and had fun. Botan was the main reason why I continued to watch the rest of the show, and so that's why I think she is the best character. Finally, I wanted to talk about why this show is different from most shonen anime. Yu Yu Hakusho could have been an objectively legendary show, but the fights and abilities weren't interesting. Most of the time, it was just people punching each other, and in my opinion, it should have been focused more on the Ghost Files aspect of the show. The full title of the show is technically Yu Yu Hakusho Ghost Files, but the creator decided to hone in on big, dumb fights when he could have created something eerily spooky and mysterious. There were good arcs, like when they had to find more psychics controlled by Sensui, they had to find a doctor doctor who was poisoning people with demon insects. That little arc was definitely cool and intriguing, but the show was more focused on Yusuke and the villain hitting each other over and over again. It's really interesting to think about taking the show into a different direction, what could have been. But you have to take it as is, and a big fighting match is what we got. This show was definitely special though, and the last episode shows it. The friends all gathered together looking towards the sunset. I love the group of unlikely friends coming together to help save the world. I love the relationship between Keiko and Yusuke, and I love the emotional roller coaster. So if you haven't seen this show and you like watching a feel-good anime, then go ahead and watch Yu Yu Hakusho. Bang.